Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Our bodies move to the groove and the light that flickers. We get lost in the crowd, it's getting thicker. We get away from the drinks and chatter. Haven't said a word, but it doesn't matter. Feel the air get thinner. Standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. Live your life within the moment, moment. And don't go wait until the morning, morning. You never know when it is over, over. All that I know is we'll get older, older. So let us dance this night away. Feel the air get thinner. I'm standing in a blurry dream. No one else can see us. So let us dance this night away.
How's it going, everybody? You know, I really like the vibe of that introduction. When that introduction comes on, it is just so much fun being able to cruise along with you guys and really just jam to music now since I've reset this all back up. So regardless, if you are watching this live on this live stream or in the replay, I thank you for joining me tonight. For those that do not know, my name is Ash. I do ride-along videos here on this channel. I do tutorial videos, and I work for quite a few of the gig apps. I work for Uber Eats, DoorDash, Instacart, and Skip the Dishes. And once every 2 weeks, I do like to tag along here on a live stream to be able to catch up with you lovelies and interact. So tonight we are going to be talking about that topic of, has gig work lost to the recession? Because many of us are experiencing a little downfall when it comes to the whole recession hitting. And this is regardless if you are in Canada, maybe you're in the US, could be many different factors, but I think all of us are pretty much experiencing a little bit of a downfall when it comes to being in the gig economy doing these type of applications. So we are going to be talking about that, and I'm also going to be helping you guys assist with how these live streams work here amongst my channel. So first of all, oh, my questions are all over the place. Let's try that again. So first of all, if these sticky keys would work, there we go. So I have subscriber mode only enabled. So what that entails is if you come onto this live stream and you're watching this live stream, subscriber mode prevents any trolls from coming in that aren't subscribers amongst the chat. So in my subscriber mode only, what happens is if you want to chime in the chat box, all you have to do is become a subscriber for 3 minutes. And then from them, you can chime in on the action and you can help with comes to the small talk conversation, everything that goes on here. So I know, for example, we got Wilderness Guy that is currently in here. We have Cheyenne. I have Rodney that is retracting his own messages. It's pretty funny how he's a moderator cleaning up his own chat. Thank you, Rodney. I am definitely feeling so much better. I also have slow-mo mode on here. What slow-mo mode is it allows for every 20 seconds that your chat comes in, so that there's not flooding, there's not overwhelmingness, none of that. I hear just in the call, so you're muted. Thank you, Frank. For those that don't know, Frank the Pug is my brother, so of course he's gonna mute me. How's it going tonight, Frank? I'm glad that you could just stop by at least and catch this live stream. I know it's going a lot better than the last live stream. The last live stream was a disaster waiting to happen, so at least we're stepping up the game here. And I also, every time I'm doing a live stream now, I always want to give a special thanks for those that have given me what we call a super thanks. And a super thanks is when you go and comment on a video, and you turn around and you click the donation button and you give a donation. So always cherry picking has been one of those lovelies that have done so in the last 2 to 3 weeks, and I always appreciate it. So what I like to do is, my way of giving back to the community is taking a moment by saying thank you amongst the live stream. That way I could be able to connect with you guys. So always cherry picking. Thank you so much for your donations that have been amongst this channel. It goes a long way. It helps me as a content creator to make more content. So I truly do appreciate that. Now, if you lovelies want to comment in the chat box below, which companies do you deliver for? So of course Grubhub is in the mix because I do have a lot of people that are American that are amongst this channel. So which ones do you deliver for? Like, we have a lot of people that are for Walmart Spark. Myself, like I said earlier, I am for Uber Eats. I am for Skip the Dishes, DoorTrash, because I can't call them DoorDash. They don't give me anything to dash to. And I am for Instacart. So those are the ones that I end up setting up with. But I know that many others have other ones. Hey, Brian, how's it going tonight? Thank you for coming by. I always appreciate you, Brian. I know you're one of my biggest supporters, so just totally thank you. Just doing an audio check at the exact same time while I'm waiting for some answers to come in. Can you guys hear me on the audio correctly? Because, you know, I have been testing things, vibing things out, trying to make things according to plan when it comes to OBS. I've never used OBS before on YouTube, besides last week when it crashed and burned. I know I might have some sync issues with my audio to voice, so I just want to make sure everything is going well. And hey, Eric, how's it going tonight? Are you out doing deliveries tonight? I know you're in the Montreal area, just like Cheyenne is. And so if people are doing gig work while listening, that's pretty cool. Just make sure that safety first, because we all know about insurance and being gig workers. It's a sloppy mix when it comes to what they allow for, like, insurance and such. I think we've all talked about it. So just be careful if you are doing gig work and you're listening into this kind of like a podcast. Cheyenne, I deliver for DoorDash, Instacart, Uber Eats, Corner Shop, and Skip the Dishes. Yeah, so Corner Shop, I think, is kind of dead in my market. I'm not really sure, but I do have, not Corner Shop, but I do a Shop and Pay, and I have done a Shop and Pay order so far. So it's been pretty good. Hey, CJ, how's it going tonight? And Guillaume, thank you for coming in tonight. So isn't it a little bit nicer, Guillaume, that things are a little bit, you know, better working in this case scenario? Because, I'm happy that things seem to be working smoothly. I'm not exactly sure if they are, but we're going to see as we go along. I am clicking away at a few things here, guys, so just bear with me one quick second. There we go. So, Cheyenne says, we can hear you, but there is a lag to your lips moving. Yes, like Kung Fu movies. Yeah, that's the only thing, is the sync is a little bit off, but it's not completely synced. Let me try something here with that microphone at the exact same time, because I can actually adjust the sync as I'm talking here. Let's go with less. How's that? Is 12 milliseconds better or worse? Let's just see. I don't know. I'm still trying to play around with these settings. Like, I can click it here and I can adjust it. Let me just see here. Is this better? I don't know if more milliseconds or less is better. I keep going in the different directions to see. Let's try this way. Is this better? I think that's better. Is it? I don't know. I don't know. You guys tell me. You guys be the judge. We'll see. So Rodney says, I deliver with Uber Eats, Uber Cheats, and DoorTrash. That's a good one. That's a good one. I don't understand one thing. I do have widgets in place, and I noticed that it's showing the subscriber count went up, but it's not widgeting that I got a new subscriber in the mix. So that's already a downer. We got, Brian says, but not bad. Everybody wants Kung Fu fighting. I do DoorDash and Uber Eats. So we got Joseph and Rodney that are both on Uber Cheats and DoorTrash. We have Frank, so sweet. It's Kung Fu movie, but without the action. It seems to be better. Okay, good. So I was going with the decibels in the opposite direction. Let me see something here. I'm gonna play with it a bit better. Yeah, Wilderness. Just so you know, Frank the Pug is my brother. So he will always say some smart ass comment when it comes to a live stream, but he's allowed. I won't get him. You know what I realized? Frank, I never actually made you a mod here on my channel. Let me see. Can I do that from OBS? No. So let me just do that from here. Because, yeah, you're okay to be a mod. If you kick out anybody, I'll kick you out myself, bro. There we go. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. Okay, and I know, for example, we got Frank. So Frank the Pug, I know he delivers the exact same that I do since we're siblings. He's with Door Trash, Uber Cheats, which, guys, I think I like that now. Uber Cheats, I think I really like that. He delivers with Instacart and Skip the Dishes. Although Frank's like me, we both think DoorDash is Door Trash. He's not too big on doing Instacart orders, but he will. He started doing some shop and pay. We have Guillaume in the mix, so I know Guillaume is with Uber Eats. Hold on, I got this. He's with Uber Eats. He's with, what's the one? Uber X. He's with Corner Shop. He's with Instacart. He's with Door Trash and Skip the Dishes. I'm used to that from Twitch. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, Brian gives me trouble 24/7, but Brian's actually way nicer than you are, Frank. So, I mean, there you go with the flow of things. So, why is it when I click my hotkey, it goes in the chat box? There we go. Yay, let's all give her trouble. That's okay. Thank you, CJ. I know because, CJ, you are a streamer and you started using Twitch, that you would probably appreciate the layout. I got the music going in the background, so that's a nice effect. So I'm just enjoying things, having fun with it. I noticed one thing, my subscriber count did go up by 1, but my widget's not working, so c'est la vie. I have Uber Cheats. Yeah, Uber Cheats is a good one, but I gotta admit, like I told Frank, last night I went out and I went to go do deliveries, and Uber Cheats for 5 hours in the evening on a Monday night, I still made $100, which for all of us, we all pretty much know that making $100 on a Monday night is actually not bad whatsoever. So I'm not gonna complain too much with Uber Cheats if they're gonna be doing that. And yes, CJ, it's more inspired by a Twitch background, although I made it more corresponding to something more YouTube related. So we got like how many people are there with the little widget and such like that. I'm having fun with it. It seems here in the US only delivery option is DoorDash unless you specifically ask for Uber. Yeah, so it all depends on what app you want to download and you want to purchase from. So that's how that works, Brian. But I do find in the US in a lot of locations, DoorDash is a lot more popular. Like, I'm sure Cheyenne, Frank, Eric can all comment that in the Montreal district, I find Uber Eats to be way more dominating than any of the other applications in our market. But yeah, I forgot to mention Rodney's my other troublemaker, Frank. Yeah, could be worse. Could close the Door Trash. Yes. Yeah, I pick Uber over Door Trash, and I do too, or DoorDash. I know you're actually writing dash, and I'm just defaulting to trash, but I do too, because if DoorDash is not going to allow me to go onto their app and dash with them just simply because my acceptance rate is low, why is my acceptance rate low, DoorDash? It's low because you guys don't pay me enough money. You guys don't allow me online. You guys give me, what was that, 8 kilometers or something like that for like $4? Come on, give me a break. It's not worth it. But have any of you lovelies noticed that deliveries have slowed down for you? Like, sorry, I know that this live stream was initially planned to be set for, what was it now? I think it's been 3 weeks that I've pushed this off. Last week because OBS crashed and burned on my YouTube laptop. And then I had it that it was set 2 weeks prior to that, but I was super sick. So, I mean, at the time that I was talking about this, I was doing more or less daytime deliveries. And I still got some ride-along videos that are going to be edited. I do have a video that's coming out tomorrow. But prior to those 3 weeks ago, I noticed that deliveries have significantly died down since the recession. Now, I find things are picking up again, but I do have to be picky and choosy. I'm always cherry picking, as the subscriber always gyro picking always says. And additionally to that, I have to do nighttime ride-alongs. So if I'm not doing deliveries in the evening, I'm not making the bank that I want to be making. Frank says in Quebec, Uber Eats is like 70% used versus DoorDash and Skip the Dishes. I do agree with you 100%, Frank, when it comes down to it. I could have Skip the Dishes on, but Skip the Dishes do play games when it comes to your acceptance rate. So with Skip the Dishes, if I don't have about a 60+ acceptance rate, then in that case scenario, I do find that they do penalize me and they don't give me the orders. On DoorDash, I never even get alerted that there's offers. And then on Uber Eats, it's all the time that there's nonstop pinging. CJ says, by the way, have you been trying using Primus for live streaming compared to OBS? You can see how many people are watching. So I already have that enabled here, CJ. I have it there in the top right-hand corner over there, all the way over there past this display that I have set up. I love this song. But yeah, yes, I have widgets. I use Streamlabs and I tie them in. There we go. But I will check it out. If you can use it for, whatchamacallit, Twitch, that would be cool. Because the capacity of OBS did not work on my normal laptop, which is currently docked beside me. It's crazy now. I'm seeing tons of gig worker ads on YouTube. Brian, that's because you're constantly watching this one gig tuber. I mean, that's what... Brian, let me guess. They push a lot more gig tubers to you, right? When it comes to videos to watch on YouTube, I'm sure. Hey, we got Southern Gig in the mix tonight. Hey, how's it going? I actually just checked out your channel last night. I was on there super briefly because I have a load of ADHD, especially like when it comes to I'm supposed to be hyper-focused towards something and then I drift out of nowhere. And I was drifting on YouTube and I found your channel, so I'm gonna check it out and leave some comments there. So yeah, I just stumbled on it and then I got distracted with something else, so as usual. But yeah, mainly again DoorDash. Bobby the Star, there you go. Yes, it's Bobby. Bobby is Southern Gig. Yes, absolutely. And I use StreamYard. I used to use StreamYard. Damn, I really did get my neck before. I used to use, that was my hair straightener, by the way. I used to use StreamYard, but they're costing me a fortune to maintain it in HD. This is already in HD. By the way, if you're watching this live and your settings is not on YouTube, all you got to do is go to the little gear icon, switch it to HD. This is an HD stream. And it cost me $0. So, not really still bearded stuff. Well, that's because you're always on the bearded community, Brian. With Primus, you don't need to add any plugins for knowing who watches and how many likes because it already comes with it. I mean, that's pretty cool, CJ. I won't lie. Any streaming source that you can dabble with and play around with makes a big difference when it comes to being a content creator. I have not checked out any others. It already took me forever to get this one up and running. But I love OBS. I love everything that I can do here, everything that I can change amongst here. Like, all of this stuff is all custom made. It's pretty badass. I appreciate that, Sutton. So have any of you guys noticed that deliveries have slowed down for you? I do currently find that right now, deliveries aren't too bad. I like the song. I don't know if you guys can hear the music too well because I try to... There we go. It was the hair straightener, Brian. I love being able to play with this music and such. It's so much more fun now. I'm definitely not a star. Yes, he's a great content creator. Rodney, you have access to dropping links. Actually, any of my mods have access to dropping links. So you can go ahead and drop Bobby's channel if you want in the chat right there so that people can be able to check him out a lot more easier. But yeah, so I have noticed that gig work has slowed down. I used to love going out and doing daytime gay work. Wow, daytime gig work. And when it comes down to it, if I go out for daytime gig work now, and let's say it's the lunchtime hours, it's not the same as what it used to be. And thanks to what I've learned from OBS, promise it's easier for me to... I get it. I completely get it, CJ. Nah, I just thought you were crazy dancing to nothing. You can hear the music. Now it's at 25. There you go. Just for you, Frank. I have a slide bar. Super slow. Oh, thank you for coming in. Rachel. Yeah, I know. So if for those that haven't checked out Rachel, I know you guys aren't that that loving towards Instagram, obviously when I post community posts, but Rachel is a big one for IG stories and reels, just like I am. I'm having fun with my reels. My most recent one is getting some traction, which is pretty funny. And she has been hating her market. She's been hating the taco places that close their doors at 7:45. Rachel, I've been watching that. So yeah, it has been super, super slow in her market. I find your market, Rachel, has been way more slower than mine. In evenings, mines are way, way better than yours. So, plus on Primus, you can remove your background without downloading the plugins and add your back. Yeah, I mean, I can change my backgrounds, but as you know, it's a pain to even be doing something like that. I have my ones for Twitch and everything else on here, so I kind of just got used to it. Slip, slide, dancing. Yeah, I mean, you can. You can now that I got music into the mix, but I try not to actually put it on too many high decibels. And that's so that you guys can hear me. I was doing some practice runs before this live stream, and when I was doing my practice runs, I was like, okay, is that too loud? Is that not loud enough? So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to use the same decibel points as what I do in my YouTube videos so that it does make sense when it comes to me doing the live streams. What's the IG for Rachel? You're looking at it, the Mad Dasher. If you just look up the Mad Dasher, you're gonna find her. I think I have IG on here. Let's see. No, I don't. I'm not logged into Instagram on this laptop because this one is my gaming laptop. But she's the Mad Dasher, so go ahead and pop that. Actually, I love reels. Yes, so Brian, I know you love reels. It's a lot of fun to make them. I am getting out of my comfort element. Anyways, for anybody that wants to check out my Instagram, it's up above Dash in Canada. And what I try to do is make content, and that is not the same content as on YouTube. So that when you are on my Instagram, you're kind of having fun and you're tuning in and you're like, oh, okay, so this is completely unrelated to YouTube, because I wanted that if people are just for Instagram, they're seeing something completely different from YouTube, versus if people are just on YouTube, they're watching something completely different from Instagram. And I'm getting pissed off because my widgets are not working. I have the subscriber count, and I see the subscriber count is going up, which is awesome, but for some reason, it is not showing me which subscriber, which is a pain in the ass. I got all my alerts, everything, every widget working. And yet for some reason, let's see something. Just give me a second, guys. Let's see, that's goal. Yeah. I don't know, these widgets are becoming a pain. I'm trying to increase things, but the widget is working. Why am I not seeing it? No, I'm not talking about the one, Cheyenne, that just says subscriber count and you seeing it going up. It's supposed to do something like this, and I'll show you. This is what it's supposed to do. Where is it here? Alert box. That's what it's supposed to do when somebody subscribes. It's not doing that. Hey, Buzzman, we got you in the house. It's always great to have you. Yeah, so Wilderness, you were right before the live stream, and then somebody just went off as people try to go off and on to see if it will work or not. Like, yes, we did have it, that Wilderness. So you subscribed prior to the live stream, so it's not gonna give the alert. But anybody that when I'm doing this stream right now, it's supposed to show me when you guys are subscribing. Thank you, Southern Gay. So it's working for super chats. That is awesome. I appreciate that, Bobby. That's so sweet of you. Oh, okay, and the super chat goal thing goes up. Okay, so some of the widgets are working. For some reason, the subscriber widgets are not working. But I appreciate that one from you, Bobby, because that also lets me know that my super chat widget is working. But that's what I mean. Yes, Cheyenne. I have spent quite some time playing around with OBS to make sure that I can get everything in here. Yeah, Bobby is such a nice guy. He's a sweetheart. I think, Bobby, didn't you also do that last week too? I think you also did that last week. I kept the stream on unlisted so that YouTube doesn't profit anybody's money. But yeah, I mean, YouTube still profits the money. So out of any super chat, us creators, we get 70 and YouTube still gets 30% of it. So let's go on to another question here. Do you guys feel that these companies are trying to kick us out? So I have been reading a lot online that people have been saying, for example, Rachel has had an extremely dead market. It's oversaturated. She even has some gig tubers in her market. So because of that, she doesn't get as many pings anymore when it comes to getting offers. And I was thinking the exact same thing when it came to daytime gig work. In the daytime, I was not getting any pings. I was getting things that was so dying down that to me, I was feeling like these companies are trying to kick me out, especially Uber Eats. With Uber Eats, my acceptance rate, the lowest I've had it at is 3%. And I wasn't getting any daytime offers. And there's been a lot of us that have signed up prior to COVID even happening. So when that ended up happening that we signed up with them, I was thinking, okay, are they trying to kick us out now that they don't need us because they have too many people in the mix? So, I mean, that's just my feel of it. But Brian says, can't you see the lines under her eyes? She has spent the last... Well, actually, it's not the last 72 hours, and those lines are here to stay. Those are my permanent tired lines. That's what happens when your son keeps waking you up and crying his eyes out just because he can very early in the morning. We got Shadik. Hey, Ash, can you talk about how Uber Eats and DoorDash insurance coverage works for gig workers? Thanks. So I would love to. Basically, there's a lot of insurance companies and pretty much all of them that do not insure us. Why? Because as gig workers, we choose to go independent. We're not choosing to go with a company that offers benefits, so they don't want to support us. So it's like many people have been saying in the comments, your best bet is when it comes to being a gig worker is if you're going to get into an accident, you might want to sway the conversation another direction. And it's not me trying to get off the hook with things. It's any conversation I've had with any of these insurance companies, whether it's Bella Direct, like Abidel, or etc., etc. They say, no, we do not support gig workers. Frank the Pug is also a gig worker, and he's my brother. He's made the phone calls. And when it comes down to it, they just simply don't want us because we don't have benefits that come from an actual company. So, for example, if you're working in construction and you have a construction vehicle, you should be insured by that company. But because we choose to be independent, we choose our own hours, we choose our own salary because we can pick and choose and cherry pick everything. In that case scenario, they don't allow. So many of the insurance companies don't even insure. So for myself, I'm not afraid to say it. I have basic coverage. And if I do get into an accident, it's probably going to cost me an arm and a leg and up my ass when it comes to the payments. That's for sure. All right, Bobby, I appreciate it. Yes, I am so glad to be feeling better. I know, Bobby, you were here last week when I was coughing my lungs out, even in that test stream. So I'm super glad to feel better. And just to make sure, guys, since you guys have been here, the syncing with the audio, it seems to be better, right? I think it is. Not too many people are complaining about it, so I think it is, but I just want to make sure there. Hey, Gig Lebowski, how's it going, kind sir? I'm glad you could stop by. I knew that you had pre-recorded that you were just doing. How did that go, my friend? I hope it went well. If you're still doing that, and I guess it must have been within the 30 minutes that you decided to come and hang out. We got Y from Kitchener, Ontario. That's not too far from Quebec. Welcome into the mix, Y. Y, do you feel like these companies are trying to kick us out as drivers? Because that's what I feel. At least that's what I did feel. I felt it that when it was in the daytime and I was doing gig work, these companies were surely trying to kick me out because they're overcrowded ever since they got set up with us from, the pandemic started. Yes, it is probably 99% perfect. Almost, yeah. So I had to switch the decibels the opposite way. We did it earlier than expected. Okay. Well, you know what? That is more beneficial for me because now I have you tagging along here a gig on the live stream. So I just appreciate you coming in and stopping by and saying hi. And Brian, thank you for that because honestly, I've been trying to get the sync on this audio, and to know that it's just a decibel point in the other direction makes me a lot more of a happier camper. But coming back to this topic, I truly do feel that these companies are not trying to keep us to stay. I don't know. I mean, winter in Montreal, Quebec, we need gig workers, like point blank period. Why? Because The snow is bad. The winter is bad. It's too cold, too harsh in our winters. So I don't feel like they're trying to kick us out too much per se now, but I did feel that 3 weeks ago. That is awesome. Why? So you're making 180 to 200 a day on deliveries. That's the money you should be making. Currently, right now, just so you guys know, you're not going to see that in tomorrow's ride-along video, just so you know. But when it comes down to it, I am making anywhere between, in 4 hours doing nighttime work, I am making anywhere between 80 to 120 in 4 to 5 hours. It depends. And I'm going to be doing some more daytime work soon. I have not been doing daytime work because I've been home with my son, who's not in daycare. He's going back on Friday, and then I'm hoping to hit a $200 mark. So Fuzzman says, I don't really feel like they're trying to kick out experienced drivers, but I feel like they do prefer noobs. They can bully them into delivering trash, and that is 100% true. True story. Actually, I have 2 true stories that is actually pretty funny if you guys want to hear them. One was from last night's gig work, and the other one was from a few days ago. I met this gig worker, and we're both doing a drop-off, and he looks at me and he says to me in French, he says, do you deliver for all the apps? And I said, yes, I do. And he says, oh, well, so do I have to make a living. But he said, I'm making good money right now. I'm making between $100 to $120 for 8-hour shifts. And that broke my heart. That did break my heart, and I didn't have the heart to say it out loud. But if we are making $100 to $120 in an 8-hour shift, you're gonna have to re-coordinate what 8-hour shift you're doing. Maybe the time slots or something, because that's definitely not the most productive. Because, I mean, you're essentially making probably less than $15 a day, an hour rather. Brian says, I think companies now these days all over have lost respect for workers in general. And that I do agree with you, Brian, because I used to work for a company that's $1 billion industry. And what are they doing? Which I didn't talk about previously because of different means and reasons, but they're outsourcing internationally. So when they outsource internationally, they were closing my department to get rid of people like myself. And you could either go to another department for less money, less benefits, or you can walk away with a package deal. So I walked away with a package deal. Took my head held high. I went full blown on YouTube. And then I also went full blown into gig work. But Brian, you're absolutely right, because I think it's the exact same thing. I think when it comes down to it, it doesn't matter which company you work for, whether it's gig apps or not. They're just taking advantage of it. And I found that the shift in personalities of management has been huge since the pandemic. Laurel says, what would you suggest for insurance if there's one? It seems to be insurance is a hot topic tonight. It's a hard concept to say because none of these companies support us gig workers. So I would say go with the one that is closest to your needs. Hopefully it's not going to cost an arm and a leg. But when it comes down to it, most of them won't insure. So even if you get insurance, they're going to take your pocket. And then when you get into an accident, they're actually not going to cover most of us. Rachel says, I think they're favoring drivers with a higher acceptance rate over cherry pickers for real. I do, and I do not see that. I see that when it comes to me being on DoorDash or Skip the Dishes. I don't see that when it comes to me being on Uber Eats, because I've been targeting between a 3 to 6% acceptance rate, and Uber Eats recently have been sending me a lot of offers, and they've been good. But Rachel, I have seen your story where they offered you like $1.75 for a stack-on order, and I was like, that's just crap. Cheyenne says, I don't think they're just kicking us out. They're just doing what's best for them financially. Financially, Cheyenne, they're billion-dollar companies. They don't know what's best for them financially. They just rob us, period. It doesn't matter about their economics. Are noobs and part-timers similar? No, noobs are just new people on the app. They can be like, okay, I'm gonna do, let's say, Uber Eats full-time, but they're brand new to the mix. So noobs means somebody who's a newbie, noob to the mix. Part-time's just part-time, full-time just full-time. Cheyenne said, did you suggest that he check out your channel? I did. I always preach my channel. Now, if you guys want a nice story, I'm just gonna finish these comments and then I'm gonna tell you guys a story because I have to say this one. This one was funny from yesterday. It depends on what area we're driving. Yeah, I get that, Zezo. I get that. It feels like it depending on which market. Yes. Well, Ashley, it was nice seeing you. Thank you, CJ. I appreciate you coming into the mix and stopping by. It's always sweet of you. Wilderness says, do you think it's easy for the insurance company to find out you were delivering? Well, for me, yes, I have a YouTube channel, so they're going to say that I'm lying no matter what. For other people, if you guys are quiet in the mix, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's hard. If I have somebody's order my car and whatnot, I mean, these applications do have timestamps and everything else. So UberX is insured by insurance. UberX needs to be insured by insurance because you're driving customers around. But when it comes to anything else like Uber Eats or such, the reason why they don't supply forwards us is because of the fact that when it comes down to it, we're solo. Yeah, exactly. Uber Eats works a little different. That's right, Rachel. So I want to tell you guys a funny story, and this happened to me yesterday. I never had this before. Yesterday, I got this lovely order for Baton Rouge, and I'm on the phone with my brother. And I say to him, I'm like, all right, so we got $10, 7 kilometers, and he's a gig worker, and I knew that about 3 kilometers was to the restaurant. So if I look at it, it's about 4 kilometers to go to the customer's location, and if I gotta get to the restaurant anyways, I don't really mind. Sorry, guys. And so I accepted the order and I go to Baton Rouge. But at first, I checked the order. So on the order, there's 3 items. There's 2 things of fajitas, and there's 1 thing of a filet mignon, 7-ounce steak. So at Baton Rouge, that adds up. So I get to the restaurant and I do what my brother says, because we're trying to pinpoint if there's going to be a hidden tip in the mix. So my brother says, check the receipt. So I checked the receipt. It's a $129 order. At Baton Rouge, it's a nice fine dining restaurant. So I'm like, all right, I think if it's a percentage-based tip and they went 10%, I might get a $12 tip here. So I take the order to the customer's house, and he lives in a more upper-class location. And I drop off the order, I ring the Ring doorbell, I go back to my car, putting my delivery bag back in the car, and he comes out and he grabs his order. And I could not help but notice, and I have an appreciation for this. I'm a mom, I have Christmas lights outside my house. He has one of those tall, skinny trees, and all the way up the branches were the Christmas lights. So he did a nice job, and when he came out, he says, thank you, and I said, you're welcome. I said, by the way, your Christmas lights are gorgeous. He says, thank you, and so be it. So I get in my car, and I'm about to do my U-turn to go back on the main street that I want, and I notice he came back outside. So he's looking around, and I'm thinking to myself, oh crap, did the restaurant forget to put something in the bag? And I expected the next thing to happen, partially. I get a phone call on my cell phone. For those that don't know, a customer can call you within 15 minutes post-delivery at any time. But I never have experienced this before. It was kind of priceless. The customer calls me and he says, hi, is this Ash, my Uber driver? And I said, yes, it is. How are you? He says, I'm good. He says, so you like my Christmas lights? And I said, yeah, you did a fantastic job. They're gorgeous lights. It took a lot of work. And so then he turns around, he says, oh, well, I like your profile picture. I'm like, oh, okay, thank you. And then there's an awkward pause because I'm waiting for him to say, by the way, the restaurant forgot something. And he turns around and says, so would you like to go for coffee sometime? I was like, I'm sorry, I'm already taken, but I appreciate the gesture. He's like, well, can I give you my number anyways? I'm like, I don't think my partner would appreciate me taking your phone number, but I wish you a lovely evening. Like, I've never had it that a customer has hit on me as a gig worker. It was a different experience. It was funny. I mean, I don't know if anybody, and you guys can comment below if you guys have ever been in a situation like that, but it was completely different. And I've never had it. Like I've said it, Uber Eats should not allow the 15 minutes post for somebody to call, but he called like 2 minutes after I left his house. But it was hilarious to be able to go through something like that and be able to talk about it afterwards. Tyler just did an Instacart order. How did that go? He said, I did Instacart 2 weeks ago where I had to buy flowers for a girl and read a note on it saying, my high maintenance baby, please. Oh, that is jackpot, Tyler. I hope you got a good tip for that. Oh, that's awesome. Laura says, I hate when some couriers discourage students to tip when the restaurant is nearby. Don't instill that to their minds, geez. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, when it comes down to it, a lot of people, it's just basically it's tip or no tip. You're going to cherry pick and choose. But with students, it can be a little bit harder when it comes to the mix. But I get exactly where you're coming from. Yeah, that was an experience and a half. I've never experienced that before, and it was pretty funny. But guess, and you guys can put it in the comments below. The order, $10 flat, 7 kilometers. How much did I make tip from that customer on a $129 order? Now, in all fairness, as a gig worker, for me, it is not based on the value of the order. I go based on the distance and the kilometers, okay? But if you want to do the ethical, like if you're in a restaurant, it's percentage-based tip, etc., etc. How much do you think I got tipped on that $129 order? And this is something that Frank and I have talked about back and forth when it comes to deliveries, this concept of it. It's kind of funny. Nope, no one else, just you. I know, right, Brian? Thank you, Krabby the Big O. I appreciate that. But that's nothing new. Krabby always gives me a nice compliment. So I knew that, you know, seeing him into the mix, that I expect. But it's not like my customer that calls me. They ask me out on a coffee date. It's a little bit different. Was the coffee the tip? Hope not. That's what I was saying, Brian. I was like, okay, no. And I was wondering to myself, if I would have said yes, would I got a higher tip for saying yes for making his evening or something? I have no idea. But yeah, okay, so Tyler says $5 probably. So Dick says Uber Eats and DoorDash say their insurance covers from accepting an offer to picking up the order for completing. So the insurance that they have, I find it's definitely the fine print, because they have like a certificate that will be stating when we're doing something, but then you give that to an insurance company to make a claim, and not only are you paying a deductible, but you're paying for all your repairs. So I don't really care what Uber says in the mix. They're gonna make us be paying a lot of money in the end. So the sad part is, though, Tyler says $5, but $5 is actually correct. I got a $5 tip, which ended up making that a full $10. There was no increase on the order, but it made for a funny interaction of me and the customer. I was happy anyways with the $10 total for the 7 kilometers, knowing that over like 3 kilometers, 2 or 3 kilometers was to the restaurant. But I'm just thinking to myself, if you're trying to ask somebody out and you're interested in them, or you like how they look and such, don't you want to just boost the tip a little bit more to make yourself look better? I don't know. I found it just a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I was super nice to him. Some insurances will not still honor it, possibly. No, they're not going to, Brian, because they still look at us as independent contractors, and you do your own thing, and that's it. That's all. No, I wish it was, Rachel. It was not even $8. But the gentleman after that, I got Mr. Tall. I can't say tall, dark, and handsome, but he was tall, he was handsome, and everything else. I got an order for $11, 3 kilometers for La Panda dumpling. And the unit number is in the app, but the gentleman literally $5 not for not for you. No, exactly, Brian. And I get this guy afterwards. He knows how to respect. he literally puts down his unit number, but inside the comments he wrote down that I'll come to the main door. Not only did he come to the main door to get his order, he opens the door, puts his foot down in the door, goes in, gets his food from the bag. I say to him, I'm like, sir, you know we will come to your unit number and drop it off. That's what we're getting paid the tip for. Oh no, it's fine, don't worry about it. In the end, I made $14 from that offer because the customer ended up tipping $11. And that customer was not even hitting on me. So the difference between the one that's asking you out for a date versus the one that's not even asking you out on a date was a big, big difference. So to my delivery drivers, are you getting far less orders than you did before? For me, I don't find I am anymore. I find winters here in Quebec make it that when it comes to offers and deliveries, I'm not getting less than before. If anything, I'm getting more than before. Tomorrow, I'm going to hem and haw if I'm going to go out and do deliveries, because here in Montreal, Quebec, we're not just getting rain, but we're getting 90 kilometer per hour winds. So it's supposed to be really, really intense. But Tuesdays, for example, I have taken the plunge, and now I work weekends when it comes to gig work. But the good part is because I make really good money on the weekends now, is I can afford to even do less hours if I want. but I'm not doing Tuesdays. But now I gotta hem and hawed if I'm gonna go out tomorrow, because if I go out tomorrow and do deliveries, it's a Wednesday. So am I gonna get far less orders on a Wednesday? Yes. Instacart sometimes will save me with an order or two, but it's like, I want to film a ride-along video. And do I want to film a ride-along video in the pouring rain and watching my ass get blown over from the wind? Not exactly. But if I was to go out, I would definitely think I'm going to get far less orders. On Thursdays and Fridays, they seem to be the best producing days. For some reason last week, and you guys will be seeing it not in tomorrow's ride-along video, but the one after that I'm currently editing. For some reason, Thursday seems to be the best day in my market when it comes to deliveries. I still made decent money on Friday, but it's not the exact same thing as what I actually made on the Thursday. Thomas says, I get a ton of orders, but I think everybody forgot how to tip. I'm thinking if the economy is going to hit, there definitely seems like it. Yes, I agree. I believe that the recession has made a huge different component when it comes to tipping. If I do get more offers, I'm getting them with less tips. So I agree with you on that one, Thomas. That's definitely for sure. That would make a great video in the bad weather. Just, yeah, well, I don't plan on getting sick anytime soon. I already suffered through that crap, but I don't know if it will make a good video if you start seeing me cussing and swearing nonstop, because then YouTube's gonna take away my monetization to begin with. Then not only am I not making orders because Wednesdays are not the days that I make a lot of money, but additionally on top of that, I'm not going to make money from YouTube because they're going to take away my monetization for that one video that I'm going to be cussing and swearing. So, Thomas just answered it, but are you getting more non-tip orders recently? Hell to the yes. I am getting a lot of non-tip orders, but I mean, I've talked about this recently. I got to do an interview, like Wilderness saw that interview, and that's how he found my channel. I got to do an interview recently on CBC Radio. And when it comes down to these non-tippers, it's a hard component because I always find that these gig apps are trying to pin us against the customers, and it's not fair. I can't really blame the customers because everybody has a reason for not tipping. It's all over the place. But when it comes down to it, I want to be one of those gig workers that get a higher base rates. And if these companies are not willing to budge, then we're not going to make the money that we need to make. It's not necessarily the non-tippers. Like my brother says, when it comes to an Instacart order, and even Guillaume has said it, when it comes to an Instacart order, of course, if there's no tip in the mix, it doesn't make me exactly pleased to go do the order. But sometimes Instacart will boost the offers. Even last night, I got an offer, but this one was garbage because it ended up I couldn't take it. I got a $20.94 offer for 3 amigos for 5 kilometers. And I accepted it, but I knew what that offer meant. It meant the driver stole the order. What happened? Before I could even get to the restaurant, the order was canceled. Why? Because I'm assuming that the restaurant decided not to make the order after they noticed that the order was already gone and stolen. So, but on a regular basis, I get so many $3 and $4 orders that if Uber can increase the base fare on these orders, I've said it, my minimum is $6. Sorry, guys. So if they can boost my minimum to make it more beneficial with me, I would go out and do a lot more. Brian says that would make a great... Okay, so Jay. Hey, Jay, how's it going? They take away from all the monetization from one cussing video. No, they do not. No, they do not. YouTube allows you to cuss in your videos. They allow you to cuss in your live streams. There are rules towards it. And they don't want a bunch of F-bombs being dropped. That's why if I drop an F-bomb, most of them get blurred out. But you are 100% allowed to swear in your videos. You are 100% allowed to swear in your live streams, but you have to rationalize it. You can't be dropping an F-bomb or whatnot every 2 seconds. That will get you demonetized. But yes, you can totally swear. I swear in almost every single one of my videos nowadays. Brian says, great interview and experiment they did was crazy and an outcome, wow, but understandable. Yes, I don't even know what's happening in the mix now, but I have something else that's going to be maybe in the mix. I have a phone call tomorrow and we'll see what that's going to get me for more conversation to open up more doors for more people to find out more about what happens with this gig worker. Or these gig workers, I should say. Rachel says, weather is always nice in Florida, and I agree about the economy. Less orders all around. Yeah, well, I mean, look at what Rachel's doing. She's had to pick up a part-time job, and I don't know if you're still doing it, because I think you are though, Rachel. But she had to pick up a part-time job because every time she gets an order, it's either a $3 or $4 order, or somebody snatching up the good orders before you can even get them into the mix. So it's a really, really hard concept. Like, I don't want to pick on non-tip orders. I don't want to pick on non-tip clients. You don't want to tip, that's fine. But I'm still going to go get the orders with the tip. But there's just so many non-tip orders right now, just like Cheyenne just dropped right there. Fuzzman, absolutely, more non-tip orders. That's exactly it. And I don't know if you guys listened to the interview that I did on CBC Radio. But what was super interesting is the client. I don't remember who commented on my YouTube channel saying they watched it and their favorite person was the customer, but I could absolutely agree. The customer turned around and he said that he loves non-tippers. And the reason why is that if he puts on a $10 tip, he gets his food hot, fresh, ready, and first. Versus if you put a $2 tip or a $1 tip or no tip, are we going to race for that order? No, we're not going to race for that order. So it puts him as priority. So that's the thing. A lot of people view tipping now as bidding. But is that our fault? No. It's not our fault that it's a bidding war, because this is what the companies force us to do amongst our customers. And then we get shit canned from the customers because we're asking for tips. But here's the thing. We're asking the companies to give us higher base fare. They're not budging. So we still got to make ends meet. So now we're going to cherry pick and not take the non-tip orders. That's just how it does. Thomas says, so you do have a 4x4 up there in Canada. I think that would almost be mandatory. Seems like they get a lot of snow up that way. We do get a lot of snow up here, especially in Montreal, although our snow is melted. We're actually having a warm front hitting, but yes, definitely is. Yeah, it was you, Fuzzman, eh? Yeah, that customer is everybody's favorite customer because he can relate to us. But I'm so tired. So MTL blog posted on Facebook recently, and I don't use Facebook, but I will browse every once in a while. They posted on Facebook, and it pissed me off what they posted. They could be targeting random waitresses. They could be targeting, I don't know, gig workers, but they say 10% isn't enough people. That's it. That was their title of their I don't know, vlog or whatever they're doing. And it pissed me off because you're stirring the pot. Nobody said 10% was not enough. If you get a $100 order at a restaurant, like as a gig worker, and your customer tipped you 10% of that order, you're making 10 bucks. Who the hell said that's not enough? It's a stirring of the pot, and that's the thing. I find too many times companies are trying to make drivers and clients go after one another, and it's so freaking pointless. Hey, Brett, how come you're still coughing? I'm gonna DoorDash you some NyQuil so you can sleep. I sleep very well, actually. Well, sometimes, depends. I had the RSV virus, so it was a respiratory virus, and then I got influenza. So with the RSV, with the respiratory, it hits the lungs, so it has been a little bit harder to recover. My brother Frank, my partner, we all got the exact same thing. So all of us still have the delayed cough, but I'm 1 week behind everybody. So because I'm 1 week behind everybody, I still have a small lingering cough, but it is getting a lot better. So, but at least I don't have to worry too much. Hey Jason, how's it going? It's been a while since I've caught you. I don't catch you in the videos anymore, but I'm super happy to catch you in the live stream. But then again, I barely watch videos myself anymore because I'm over consumed with either being sick or making content. So I guess that's fair game in the mix, but I'm super happy to have you here. Jason, you have been somebody that has literally seen my channel from like the get-go, my old channel and such. How do you like the live stream setup? How do you think this is? Isn't it quite different compared to what I used to do? I'm using OBS. I've been making some changes. I'm having fun with things. So yeah, it's pretty fun. RSV is going crazy right now. It is. My son got it from daycare. And then I have it on top of it this past week. My son's daycare has had COVID. So, I mean, when it comes down to it, Brett, if I had my kid back down in daycare right now, you'd be hearing a lot more coughing going on. It's just crazy. It's a triple stack here in Canada. I've already had 3 of them, but one was in July, and then I had the 2 of them recently. So it's been a pain. It's been really much a pain. I'm happy I'm getting better. It is still hard, especially in the mornings when I wake up. If you think I'm coughing now, when I wake up in the morning, it's like a death sentence has come over me. But then after that, I'm fine and dandy. The best thing I'm taking is vitamin C and vitamin D supplement to boost myself. If you saw my IG tonight, I posted a story. I made some awesome beef, like, what do you call it? Beef strips covered in honey garlic sauce, marinated, and I fried them up in the pan, steamed some broccoli, put some sesame seeds on top. Like, I'm eating very, very good. So Cheyenne's already on top of the game here. So I posted this here. Have you had to change your market? So I can't say my market has changed, but my direction on where I go, especially if people are on the South Shore and they understand. I used to do deliveries in Longueuil. I have shifted, and now I'm in Brossard. So when it comes to the market concept, it's not really a big market change because honestly, I get a lot of pickups in Brossard and drop-offs in Longueuil. But that's because in Brossard, there's a lot more classier restaurants I find than Longueuil. And because of that, I am sticking to Brossard. I'm not switching it up. I enjoy the money that I'm making there. But Cheyenne says, I haven't changed markets, but Instacart and Corner Shop have been bringing more than the rest. Oh, okay. So you find grocery shopping has picked up. If anything, for me, I find grocery shopping has dramatically decreased. I would be able to pop in at 2 o'clock and get a nice Instacart order to take me through until dinner time. And now I can't get that. I am getting shop and pay orders on Dollarama with Uber Eats, but I have been happily declining them because you want me to accept $12 for 48 minutes and go get 50 items? I don't think so. So I'm not going to bother to do something like that. But I am happy to hear about that. Guillaume is in the Sherbrooke district, and the Instacart orders he used to get was like $60 a pop for Instacart. Sometimes it's double or triple stack customers, but it would be, let's say, low items or low kilometers. And now even him, it's not even the exact same thing. And being in Sherbrooke, you can't really change up your market unless you're going to go to Magog, which is way too far to begin with. So at least it's interesting to see that there is more groceries in the mix. And Brian says, do people order more when sick? I have no idea. I know that when I was sick, I was just not even bothering to get out of bed. It was pretty bad. I couldn't even come downstairs here. My studio's in my basement. I couldn't even get out of bed. It was so bad. Jason says, come a long way. I'm going to start live streaming again soon. You should. Live streaming is a lot of fun. It's fun to be able to connect with people, talk with people, and everything else. I absolutely adore live streaming, but as you probably already know, with my stigmatism with my eyes, I do this once every 2 weeks. It's too much to do it every week for myself, plus with content and gig work and everything else. It's just too much work, but I definitely encourage it. And I just want to say, and I do want to point this out to any single person, and I know I got 24 eyes watching right now, for any single person that is a gig worker that is considering doing YouTube as another source of passive income, I do highly encourage it. It takes time. You got to find your angle. You got to find, how you want to record videos or whatnot. But I highly, highly encourage it. The reason why is it does help payment wise. It's not about earning a dollar or a few dollars or whatever it may be when you're doing a live stream. For example, when I get a super chat, because for that anyways, you have to be a monetized creator before you can even get a super chat. But with my ad revenue and everything else, it does add up, and I get one monthly paycheck from YouTube, and that monthly paycheck helps for those days off that you're not paid as a self-employed contractor. So I just wanted to point that out, since like Jason mentioned that he's going to start streaming soon. Highly encourage any gig worker that wants to start being a content creator or a YouTuber, whatever you want to classify it as, to get out there and start recording the content. That's how I started out of the whim. It really does benefit you. Trust me, you can make some money with YouTube. And there's a lot more creators that got there even faster than I did, have way more subscribers, make way more money than I do. It's a really good revenue income. Rachel says, picking up for a customer named Ash right now. Well, that Ash is not as cool as this Ash, right, Rachel? Yeah, that's pretty cool. Brian says, when are you sending some food my way? Well, by the time you get it, it'll be pretty cool. But if you want it, we'll negotiate that. Do you want the food, or you want me to bring it to you? Because if I'm sending it, I'll send it by plane instead of me going to deliver it. Cheyenne says, I haven't had any Uber Eats shop and deliver, but I'm on Corner Shop. So I've been getting Corner Shop customers that order through Uber Eats. I love this song. I just like this one. I can hear it in my ear because I got my earpiece here. And you just can't help it. That's why I like to do live streams. I can jam out now with OBS and such. Hey, Hannibal. I am. Thank you, sweetheart. I am definitely feeling a lot better. I'm able to jam out with many of you guys. I got the live stream up and going, so that's the good part. I just had to get my laptop with a graphic card versus laptop without, so I appreciate that. Hannibal, are you still doing deliveries? And if you are, have you had to change markets because of deliveries? I love this song. It's just a good vibe. I tried to put some songs with lyrics and some without. Christopher says Skip is dead and Anjou? Yes, yes. You know deliveries in Montreal City are dead too. I had somebody, I love this. I had somebody recently comment on my YouTube channel and he was mentioning that when it comes to doing like Uber or DoorDash or such in the city of Montreal, what was it? I think it was like for 8 hours, he's making like only 80 bucks or something. And yet I can make that now in like 3-4 hours. Hold on, the beat's gonna drop. There we go. I like being able to have music now, guys. It's fun. Very saturated there in Brooklyn. Yeah, that does not sound fun. But Hannibal, would you not agree with me? So I just said this, maybe you heard it when you popped in here. I just recommend it for anybody that is a gig worker to also be a content creator or a YouTuber because we make some money. I think I'm pretty confident you're monetized with the views that you're getting and the subscribers. And, you know, you make extra bucks. I mean, you might not make as much money being a content creator. You would love, I do love Swedish House Mafia, Brian. It's just that in order to avoid copyright claims, I have to use what's involved in Epidemic Sound. So I put together my own playlist. Wilderness, how many kilometers or miles do you folks do in 8-hour shift? Just wondering, because I'm thinking of trying this yeah, so he has an electric vehicle. I mean, I don't classify, it's a really hard one for me to answer because I don't count my distance that I do in 8 hours. But I'll say this one, for each delivery, the farthest I'll go is... Ah, there we go, Magic Eye. Thank you for that. Finally, why was this not working prior? Thanks for subbing in the mix there, Magic. I appreciate that. I don't go any higher than 12 kilometers, but on an average basis, I'm accepting 5 to 6 kilometer orders. So if you're stacking them up, I can say this, because right now I'm only working evenings because I'm with my son. Right now I'm doing anywhere between 10 to 12 orders and I'm getting at least $100. So because of that, I mean, if I average it at about, 6 kilometers each one, I don't have my calculator here and I'm not smooth on my numbers. Let me see here. Let's see. Okay, so we got 6 and let's times it by 12. I'm averaging, I would say averaging between 72 or I would say average between 68 to 78, if that helps. That's how much but that's not in an 8 hour. For me, that's in about a 4 to 5 hour shift because I can't do 8 hours right now because there'd be nobody home with my son. But that's what I'm averaging currently right now. I already wrote that one. Why did that one go back? So, another question for you, lovely, since this market has all changed up here. Do you have a part-time job associated with doing gig work? I've already said it. My part-time job is now currently a full-time job. I'm a YouTuber. But YouTube does not pay my bills enough. So, YouTube is currently classified as my part-time income. I would love it if YouTube can be my full-time income, but that will probably take me another year or even more. But Joseph says, have you ever thought about doing a video where you give a tour in Montreal? No. No, because Joseph, I'm going to get lost in Montreal to begin with if I don't GPS my way around, so no. But I know that if I take out the camera and vlog it, I'd probably get something, but it's because I try to keep the content related to what we're talking about, which is, you know, the whole being a gig worker thing. But I'm I go to Montreal. I used to work over like between everywhere, between Saint Antoine, Metcalfe. I used to work everywhere over there. But the difference is I prefer to stick to the South Shore, but I'd also get lost, and then I'd have to help, people would have to help me navigate, get back. So, Wilderness says, yes, okay, that seems like it would work just fine. Thank you. You are very welcome. My only encouragement, like I said earlier, Wilderness, is just make sure that when you are doing gig work, don't quit your full-time job. Make sure that you're testing the waters first to see how your market is. Because if you're not making a lot of money within your market... Hey, Bermuda, thank you. Bonjour, ça va bien? You guys are gonna pay me to speak French now on this live stream? Ça va, mon ami? If you're gonna be quitting a job, Wilderness, to do this full-time, you might want to be cautionary, because if your market is crappy, you're not gonna make too much money. Like, I'm honest, when it comes to YouTube, because I was super sick, I had goals that I wanted to implement to get me some more money when it comes to YouTube. For example, for this month, so that's a low side. That's because I'm not posting videos as much anymore. But I mean, I can even make, let's say, for example, $500 easily off YouTube. So this is my part-time gig. So you kind of need to have that part-time backup in order to do so. Guillaume says, kilometers per shift is hard to give an estimate. Yeah. Well, for you, Guillaume, you go far. So Guillaume lives in a location where he has to drive the kilometers most of the times for, let's say, Instacart. But Uber Eats, he can get shorter kilometers. Rachel says, I put an average of 90 miles in a 4 and a 5 hour shift. So there's my calculator here. So let's convert that for kilometers, because I know that he's in Canada. So what was it that I said? It's 1 mile is the same as 1.6. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So if it's what Rachel says, 90 times the 1.6. Ah, Christ, that's a lot. 144? Oh my gosh, that's a lot of kilometers for us. I want to vanish and hide away. But you know what? Honestly, Rachel, if I was putting in 8 hours, then yeah, that would probably be the same thing. That's the best part about this community that I have here on YouTube, Wilderness. These guys are awesome. If you have a question, it's not just gonna be me answering it here. It's gonna be these awesome people in this chat. Yeah, it is 144, right, Guillaume? Yeah, it is. Guys, the conversion of it from miles to kilometers, I think it was Bermuda. Bermuda, literally told me, I think, to convert my miles to kilometers. If you're doing 1 mile, it's the same as a 1.6 kilometers. So if you see me accepting an order that I say it's 1 kilometer, essentially it's 3/4 of a mile. So for us, the distance is actually kind of shorter, I guess, in the mix because of our conversion towards it. But 144 kilometers in a shift, that's a lot. That's a ton of gas. Hey, here's my question for you guys, because I've been playing around with the gas tank. How many, so I don't go by liters when it comes to the gas tank. I look at the gauge on the car. So whether it's miles or kilometers, how many kilometers can you go, or how many miles can you go on 1 full tank of gas? How many can you go on 1 full tank of gas? Me, depending on the gas station, I can get 429 kilometers. Or if I have a gas station that's not so freaking cheap on the gas and it's good quality, yeah, 1 kilometer is 0.62. Okay, so it's a little over half a mile. If I get a gas station that actually has more gas, like better producing gas, I can get up to like 500-600 kilometers. Why does this keep on going backwards? There we go. So yes, the part-time with the gigs. So yeah, that's what I was talking about before, but my stupid widgets keep going back and forth. But anyways, when it comes down to it, I do encourage that people probably might need a part-time job when it comes to being a gig worker. I do. I know that Rachel does. Guillaume has his full-time job. Okay, so you get about 250 plus per tank. Okay, so I'm gonna convert that again. Times the 1.6. 400. Yeah, so you're around, sitting around the exact same thing. Yeah, well, Guillaume, you have a crossover. You have a cross electric and gas, so he gets 800 kilometers. Winter is 600. Yeah, I only get 600. You know what's weird? When I went to Niagara Falls, Ontario, I could get 700 kilometers by filling up my gas tank. I filled up my gas tank 3 times when I was in Niagara Falls, Ontario this past summer when I went for vacation. And yet I come back to Quebec and the gas is so freaking dreadful here that I end up only getting like 400 or 500 kilometers. It's so horrible. Cheyenne. My part-time job is being a homeschooling mom. I give kudos to you, my love, because I could not do it. I could not do it whatsoever. My job going out and doing gig work, making my videos and everything, and my son being as hypermatic as the rest, I could not do that. Kudos to you, sweetheart. Yeah, you got a hybrid. There you go. That's what I was looking for. So LJ says 767 on a full tank. Wow. So you could probably go like what, 4 or 5 days doing full-time gig work without filling up the tank? I last like 3-4 days before I have to fill up the tank. It's absolutely crazy. Here's a good question. Do you think gig work will be around in 5 years? Do you guys still think gig work is being around in 5 years? I know there's been videos about drones and such. I know even like Hannibal, I think Hannibal did one. I think it was him. But about the fact that drones, what is it, in Australia or something like that? So do you guys feel like gig work is still going to be around in 5 years from now? Okay, Guillaume, one reason is on term, or, oh, really? That's probably why. Wilderness, I can go approximately 400 kilometers in the summer or 300 in winter per charge. Ah, that just sounds expensive. If you want to do this full time, that sounds expensive, for sure. Gig work started as me needing time away. Well, I can get that for sure, Shina, because my full-time job was me sitting here at a computer 5 days a week doing customer service. So when I started getting out and doing gig work, I felt better. But I also find like now that I'm eating healthy too, it is perfect for weight loss because I'm out, I'm walking more, I'm physically doing more. So I prefer gig work now a lot more too. Absolutely, those lazy people need their food brought to them. Yes, but I think it could be run by drones or something. I've been hearing about that a lot more in the mix. There will always be gig work. I've been doing gig work for almost 10 years, but food delivery is definitely going to still be around. I think so too, but I think drivers need to stop stealing the goddamn food so that we stop taking the blame, because otherwise I'm afraid the restaurants are not going to want to merge with these apps and have their food and their money taken. Guillaume says, oh yeah, gig will stay for a few years still, especially in winter places. Yes. In Montreal, Quebec, I can see it staying around because we have horrible winters, so that one I would definitely agree upon, 100%. I do think gig work is going to be staying around. I do think there will be a lot less ordering because there's going to be a lot less restaurants to pick from. And I just pull apart everything, destroying everything in my hands here tonight. Fuzzman's true about the robots. Yeah, they started doing that. They started testing it. I mean, they replace our cashiers every single store that we go into, Walmart and everything else. So, I mean, what's stopping that from happening? It's just that I can't say I want to be a gig worker 5 years from now. I can't say that. I've always wanted to be a content creator. My content wraps around gig work, but I can easily do things like tutorial videos, because actually one of my tutorial videos is like 1,000 views every 48 hours currently right now. It's not a tutorial, it's a tip video. It's Instacart. So the videos can still be made, but it's like, do I see myself even doing deliveries 5 years from now? I don't even know. I've never thought about it. I've always wanted to be a content creator. Not like when I was a kid I wanted to be a content creator, but I was 17 and editing videos, and then I turn around and now I'm 30 and I'm like, I love what I do. I love making videos, but it's not about the whole gig work thing, but they go hand in hand. It's so cheap. We pay 14 cents a kilowatt in BC, so $9. Oh, okay, because you also do the charging part. I get it. Okay, I can see where you're coming from. So, here's another question, lovelies. Is gig work still profitable? You're still making a profit when you go out and you do these deliveries, or are you losing money when you go out and do deliveries? As of right now, I do say it is still profitable. Although when you watch my ride-along video tomorrow, you might think I might think differently, but I don't. It's just that that was a bad day. I don't want to give it away. So I'll just say it was a bad day, bad time, and etc., etc. But I do find gig work is still absolutely profitable. I don't post my weeks or such on Instagram because I don't want to cheat out YouTube, but I am making good money part-time, for sure. Like, I'm making more money part-time than I thought I would be, and it's enough to get me by as if it was a full-time salary, which is pretty freaking awesome right now. And that's because Montreal has crazy winters. Montreal gets too cold. People don't want to go out. They don't want to get their stuff. So because of that, I mean, I'm making a nice profit nowadays. Brian says, I wanted to be a radio personality when I was a kid. You do have a radio voice, Brian. I think it definitely is a good suit for you. Guillaume says, not as much as before, but it can still be. Yeah, Guillaume, I mean, you're the person that makes $400 in a day, so you easily make $400 in a day. So for you saying not making as much profit is like, oh, I went from $400 to $300, and you still have a full-time job. Like, you have to be picky. And Rachel says, yes, it will still be around. It might change, but it's always changing. I would agree upon that. The only thing I'm worried about, again, is the food being stolen too much, that restaurants are going to pull out now of contracts with these delivery apps. But I don't blame them because of the commissions and everything else that they pay. But that's ends up being what's happening. But yeah, I mean, for people like Guillaume, for example, or GTQC number 1, he is seeing less of a profit because Sherbrooke, when it comes down to Instacart or Corner Shop, the people are not putting the money into it. Now, there has been conversation, and Guillaume shared it with me today, that either mileage or kilometers, and it's been commented on my YouTube videos too, are missing on Instacart. And now drivers are having to contact Instacart support to get that mileage or kilometers added on to their pay. And sometimes I wonder, Guillaume, if that's what's happening too with your orders, because it used to be Guillaume would send me a picture or a screenshot of his orders, and I'd be like, oh yeah, that's a good one, or why the hell does he get those good orders and we don't get them here on the South Shore? But now every time he sends me one, it's, no, that's not worth it. No, that's not, no, I would not do that. No, forget it. And it's not because of non-tip orders, but the total payout just does not benefit anymore. He'll get a lot of double and triple stacks, and it just doesn't pay out. And now I'm wondering, is it because Instacart's not properly paying you out for the kilometers and mileage? Because based on that screenshot you showed me today, that is a huge topic, and people are missing a ton of money with Instacart. But then again, I also, because I'm doing nighttime gig work, I don't even bother with Instacart anymore. I have it, I turn it on, but there's no good offers. And by that time, Uber's already heated up for me, and I'm making like sometimes $30 an hour right now with Uber, so I can't complain. Brian says restaurants need gig workers for delivery services. Yes and no, Brian. They have their own delivery drivers, a lot of these restaurants. The problem is the advertising. So when your restaurant is shown on an Uber Eats, it's great advertising because anybody can get one. Anybody can go ahead and go on Uber, and rather you live 40 or 50 minutes away, you could still get a driver. They don't care. I've had a driver drop off here all the way from the city of Montreal to here because depending how much money I put into that tip, depending how much money Uber forfeits out for the kilometers, depends on if you can get a driver. The problem is these companies, these restaurants, are paying 30% commission for each delivery order that they have to do. So if they're not getting enough advertising, and then for every single order that does go out, and it's not many, goes out to an Uber driver, they have to pay 30% commission, and then guess what happens sometimes? The food gets stolen. So I find right now restaurants, and this is what I'm seeing because I saw it last night, restaurants much rather cancel the order altogether and fight Uber to get that one order back money-wise versus remake the order, trust another gig worker to take it, and then get the money back from Uber. It's crazy. But it's a lot of advertising is the reason why these restaurants sign up. It's not because they need a driver. They don't need a driver. They can pay their own staff to do so. But it's because they're not getting enough popularity and enough advertisement for their restaurants to stay in business. But then you're paying 30% to these delivery companies to get your place advertised and your food gets stolen. It's such a, honestly, that's the one thing I hate, is that it is such a ripoff to these restaurants. If these restaurants only had to pay, let's say, something like 15%, it would be better. But then again, we'd be seeing $1 per order instead of $3 base rates. Brian says some restaurants don't have their own drivers. And you're right. A lot of them don't have their own drivers, so they started doing that with Uber Eats. But there are some, and I've talked to the owners, they've said it, they wish their customers would stop taking an Uber Eats delivery driver and go with their own. Boston Pizza, Pizza Hut, places like Benny and Co. What else here? I mean, there's quite a few offhand that have their own delivery drivers, and they're all on Uber. And they much rather they just pay, because they're already paying somebody's salary as a delivery driver, and they much rather they just continue paying that person's salary. But what's more convenient for you? Having a delivery driver that has to drop off 4 or 5 orders, or an Uber driver that's probably going to drop off 1? Except for in Sherbrooke, where they now do 3 drop-offs at once, and I know Rachel has shown 3 drop-offs at once. It's the convenience. Rachel says, yes, it's still profitable, but I'm seeing about 30% less than I was last year. Hey, Alley Cat. Yes, the stream is working. I got all the kinks worked out. I got everything fixed up fine and dandy. It was the graphic card. On my regular laptop, I don't have a graphic card. This is my gamer laptop, and it has a GeForce GTX. So it's a very strong graphic card that allows me to stream using OBS and YouTube. And I know this one works, because if I could use Twitch and my game with OBS at the same time, YouTube would work definitely. So, but yeah, I'm happy it's up there. That is not a fun situation though, Rachel, that you're getting 30% less than last year. I started doing gig work this time last year, and I was always out though from like 9 o'clock at night to like 1 o'clock in the morning. Now I change my hours, so I gotta say I'm making more, but I know I can be out late evening and make more money. Yeah, that triple stack of the Uber Eats, I got that too. Yeah, that's where I also saw it was your screenshot, and I was like, oh, is it really worth, I don't know, $23, $24 to get a triple stack? I don't know, it just breaks my heart. And that's all for my questions there. Let's take that off. I don't know. I don't know the number. I truly do not know the number that when it comes down to it, this laptop. I know it's a Pavilion laptop, so it's from HP. But I know it's a Ryzen something. I don't know. I'm looking at the stickers, Guillaume. Don't make me cheat. You're gonna message me afterwards on Facebook being like, bro, what the hell? Thank you, Bermuda. I always type 50 cents. Is that enough? Or for 50? If you're tipping 50 cents, we have to have a conversation. I always said it. It's not based on percentage-based tip when you're tipping a delivery driver. It's based on the distance that they have to go and the time that it's gonna take. But am I supportive of 50 cents? No, not really. I can't say I'm supportive of that. Brian says, could it be that gig work is seen more like temporary employment agency, as working as a temp, they get paid less? I would definitely say it's a good category to put in. I would say that the category of gig work is abuse by the companies. It's just the overall title, because what are people paying for nowadays when it comes to getting the food the way that they want it? It's convenience. You're not paying for, I don't know, for, you know, the pizza delivery boy anymore when they used to drop off your order. You are now paying for convenience. You're paying for, I only have to wait for possibly one person before me. You're paying for the fact that you can order from almost any restaurant you desire nowadays. Versus previously, to get a delivery boy, the restaurant had to, or girl, the restaurant had to supply it. So I would definitely say we're treated like temps, yes. Bonjour, Alain. Ça va bien? Yes, Alain is Alain. A lot here, Alain, Allah. I don't know. Something like that. I know that I'm gonna get shit from Guillaume afterwards. Avec mon français. But thanks for coming in tonight, Alan. And we got Music City. So, wait, let me get this. Music City Gig Hustlers. So we got Tabitha and we got Tom in the mix tonight. It's really slow in our gig world. Do you think I was posting this previously. Hold on, let me get it back here. Are you still making a profit? Are you two lovely still making a profit here? That's the ultimate question when it comes to coming down to a recession, is are we making a profit? Because if not, it's not a great thing right now. Garam says, for that triple order, since all was the same restaurant, it was ready most of the... So that's the good part. That's the good part. If it's all in one restaurant. I got a KFC order the other day, and the KFC order was $15.50, I believe it was. Double stacked. Both of them wanted 20 pieces of chicken, so at least it was there. And then when I got done, I ended up making 17, and it took me like 20 minutes, so it was awesome. So I couldn't... What'd you get? What'd you earn, Eric, if you don't mind me asking? Like, how long were you out for, and what did you end up profiting? Tuesdays are the worst here on the South Shore. Worst. So I'm intrigued to know what you're gonna get, because I can't ask my brother because he's working his main job tonight. Wow. Wow. Music City Gig Hustlers. So Tom and Tabitha, we both do it part-time now, and both have a W-2. So W-2 means they're employed with a company for the oncoming recession. Ah, that hurts. And I believe as well, I could be wrong, but aren't you also getting at least a few bucks from YouTube or something to help out? That hurts. I can't bring myself to do that. I will post as many videos as I have to and get the money next month before I ever go back to a job. My health is good, Alan. I was hit with the RSV virus, and then after that I was hit with influenza. I'm doing good. I still cough here and there, but nothing like it used to be. But I am way better. I'm taking my vitamins, my supplements, eating healthy, the whole shabam. So yeah, I'm a lot more happy. Always be prepared is the exactama explanation of it. Okay, 217 for 8 hours. That's good. 60% of that. Eric, it's door trash. You can't convince me. I'm not gonna go on DoorDash. Okay, so you're not monetized. Okay. Hey, the subs come as long as, just keep posting. Just keep posting. It's that one video that's gonna turn around and the subs will end up coming along, and that's the great part. I know that I just got another subscriber in the mix because my sub count shows it. I don't know if the live stream is gonna show it. Although it did once tonight, but my live stream widgets for subscribers is not being very, very nice to me. I get a pint of ice cream tonight. Brian, is that what I do? Is that what I do? I force you to get fat on my live streams. Because all I have here is I'm sipping on chocolate. Eric knows the fact that I have so much love for DoorDash. I don't get it. Eric, you can have DoorDash all you want. You can have DoorDash all you want. They don't want me, so. Yeah, 23.41 for 9 kilometers for 27 minutes total, all the order. Well, I mean, yes, but first of all, now we have to check. So me and Frank the Pug were on the phone. I'm very often on the phone with my brother when I'm doing gig work. And we're on the phone, and there was this one order that comes in, $15, 15 kilometers for a Chinese order. And I see it, and he's like, you know what? Accept it. I'm like, why? He's like, accept it and see how many items are in the order. I can't help it, but he's true. There's a lot of times with percentage-based tips that go higher when you get those larger orders. But there was 3 items in the order, and for $15 and 15 kilometers, I ended up going in and canceling the order. I was like, nope, that's not enough. Not doing it. Sorry. And then that's when I ended up getting my $10 for 7 kilometers and got asked out on a date. Not quitting, though. No. You don't quit. Trust me, if you got the hours, you got the time, you will get the subscribers. I mean, I was always posting 2 videos a week. I'm not exactly sure on your schedule, but that's because I don't get time to sit down and watch too much. But I know when it comes down to mine, I had to make 2 videos a week. Then I increased it to 4 videos a week. So it becomes a lot. It definitely becomes a lot. 28 with Uber. I get no good orders here. Eric, which markets did you deliver in this time? Because I know you not zip and slide, but I know you go all around. So, yeah, which markets did you hit tonight? Because sometimes you're St. Bruno and such, so that's different. You get good tips on shop and deliver, Alan. Can you send some of that my way? Because I don't. I do not get good tips on shop and deliver. Unfortunately not. I get offers. I get things like $12 or $13 for 48 minutes, 50 minutes, and I'm not going to do garbage orders like that. But with the Uber Eats, I mean, there was one order. I think I actually did this in my video. I made like $29 off of the one order, and it was supposed to be 23? Or was it not a video? No, it was not in a video. Not in a video. It was Sunday afternoon. It was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I ended up getting an order for 4 pizzas, 2 large, 2 medium from Pizza Hut, and another one from Imperial, which is a Chinese restaurant. Both orders well over $100 each order, and I ended up making 29 bucks. And let's Châteauguay and Mercier. Okay. Yeah, I don't go in the Châteauguay area, but my brother does. But the problem is with Châteauguay, he finds there's not enough incoming traffic, I guess you can say, when it comes to influx of orders. But they're very good tippers in the Châteauguay area. And on Skip the Dishes, if you go to Châteauguay, they will actually offer you $4 like top up, which is pretty cool. This song I've heard now 3 times on repeat, which means for my next live stream, I'm gonna have to change my music. Yeah, $29, and that was 32 minutes. 32 minutes for $29. Sorry, song. So I am making music. Making music. I am making money when it comes to doing my gig work, but I'm doing it part-time. But I cannot wait. Starting this Friday, and I'm probably gonna make it into a ride-along, I am gonna be doing full-time gig work all over again. So right now I'll say I'm making about, if I have to estimate, about $500 a week doing part-time. Skip $8 minimum every order. Not me. I am 10% acceptance rate. I love this song. It is. It is a good song. Yes, I actually have a dancing gene in me, but I'm not going to dance too much on the live stream. I won't torture you guys. But, yeah, I don't get the $8 minimum with Skip because of the fact that I choose to have a 10% acceptance rate with them. But Uber likes me. Uber likes me currently right now. But you guys will see that in the ride-along videos. But what's going to happen now, because I had no idea, time goes by when you are having so much fun, is I had no idea that it's already like 10 o'clock. Juliana. Hey, Dashing with Ash, your accent is too cute how you said 3. Merci beaucoup. I used to say tree when I was a little girl. I used to say tree. Used to get me fun of a lot. I have a lisp, but I got used to it. No, Brian. Alright, thank you for that, Fuzzman. Gonna watch these Mississippi tornadoes hitting Mississippi. I'm not there and I'm a huge... I get ya. No, actually, Alan, it is not. It is not because I'm from Montreal. I am born and raised an Anglophone, so I actually don't have a French accent. Let me turn on that music. I actually don't have a French accent, but she's right because I have a lisp. So a person with a lisp has pronunciation issues. Both my brothers had to go for speech therapy. We have issues with R's and THs. So for things like thinking used to be sinking, and 3 used to be tree, and so on and so forth. How many hours do you do for 500 for the week? 22? 22, 23? Yeah. So I'm making good money now. I'm impressed that I'm actually making good money. It depends how many times I'm gonna be. Thank you, Alan. It depends how many times I'm gonna be going out, because for example, tomorrow it's supposed to be really crappy weather and I haven't diversed yet if I'm gonna go out or not. But if I go out, it's okay, Alan, I already read it. If I go out, I know like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yes. So for example, I would say like sometimes it's 6 days that I have to work, but it's less hours. So that's the good part, but it's crazy. Hey! Necro getting bags. Hello. Welcome to the mix. I've never seen you before in the comments, so that's pretty cool. How's it going this evening? Are you out doing gig work? Are you a gig worker? Are you at home? Not 500 hours, Alan. Doing anywhere to make the 500, anywhere between like, yeah, 20, 22, 24. Yeah, we're supposed to get a really bad storm tomorrow with 90 kilometers an hour winds, which is very strong. So, and I wanted to make a ride-along video, but no, I don't. We know Alex. Oh, mon Dieu, no. I could see that before that has even come in. Oh, Guillaume, why did you do that? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna wait for it to show and then I'll say it. Guillaume. Guillaume. Okay, but I... Wait for it. I'm waiting for it to come in there. Brian says, I knew someone that had a speech impediment, but I didn't get speech therapy and he sounded British. Felt so bad. Well, my grandmother's from England, so that's a good quote. That's about 14 an hour. That's good. Yes, it is good. Come on, just rip off the band-aid. OBS, let's show what Guillaume just sent in. Can we please? Guillaume, the first time the widget is not coming in, eh? Alright, I'm gonna say it anyways. The widget hopefully comes through. Maintenant, a un chien qui est un gros toutou. Montana, c'est mon fils. So, j'ai compris, Guillaume. How much is that in US dollars? I don't know the currency. Guillaume, that's why I got you in the house. Convert it. What is 500 Canadian that gets converted to American? I don't know the difference in conversion. Magic Eye, what's up from Fansonville? Needless to say, hot market. Yeah, I saw that you subscribed before because you're the only person that has subbed. And it showed down below here that right here in this corner that you actually subscribed. So, Guillaume, I can't believe you paid $20 just for me to say Matana. But you forgot. You forgot. Isn't it Sié, Shay, or Sié, or Chier? Qui est un gros toutou? Oh, Guillaume. I hope that was worth the 20 bucks. But you know what's so funny? Look at the super chat below, okay? So after Guillaume's, what did I make here? So after Guillaume's, it should have been $32. It's actually showing the amount of money that YouTube is deducting from the amount that I'm supposed to get. So that's pretty, so it shows $26.72, knowing YouTube is already taking 30% of my super chats. That's pretty funny. Oh, I gotta love that one. I'm home by doing full-time gig abs. Okay, I got you. Like many of us. It's crappy weather, including Canadian snow. No, Canadian snow is something I live for. I don't. I hate the snow, but I live for it for gig work. Rain, not my cup of tea, because then I get drenched, I get cold and everything else. But it's winds. The winds is something that it's pretty dangerous. Like, I gotta deflate my snowman outside because I have a snowman for Christmas time. He's gonna get blown over if I don't deflate him. Guillaume, you still got me thinking here. I'm like, oh my gosh. Ay, yeah, $14.74 US dollars right now. Oh, Guillaume, you always have me having fun on this stream. $368 US dollars is my total for 400 that we love. I am not a bilingual queen though, my love. I am more of an anglophone that makes an attempt to sound like a bilingual woman. Well, you sent me a voice clip, Guillaume. Don't make me play this in my ear. In Canada, big. How long is this, Guillaume? Okay, it's a 19-second. Okay, let me take my phone out of my casing so that everybody doesn't see my driver's license. I'm gonna listen to this because you sent that super chat for sure.
It's actually pronounced
Oui, je sais.
qui est un gros toutou, meaning my
Yes.
aunt has a dog
Oh, okay, ma tante. Okay, I thought it was like tena. Okay, ma tante. So your aunt has a Jesus Christ. All right, so you paid for me to slaughter that. That's okay, Guillaume. That's the thing. No, it's not R-rated, Alan. If you look for GTQC #1, he sent the super chat for ma tante, which is my aunt. Un chien has a dog. Qui est un gros toutou, who is a big tutu. But I said Tana. So Tana is like a troublemaker, basically. And so he was sending a voice clip that was repeating it the proper way that it should be, because he's French first and I'm English. But me and Guillaume used to work together all the time in our previous job. Oh no, Cash App is not available in Canada. I miss Canada. I worked over in Alberta for 6 months when I was in my 20s. You know, but Alberta's such a quiet market nowadays, especially for gig workers. Is it weird, the voice thing? No. Guillaume always sends me a voice clip. We talk on a regular basis, but he literally paid to serve my ass to me on a silver platter. Hey, John. Appreciate all of you. I'm near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Batches and orders are always a hit and miss, but watching your vid always gives me knowledge and faith. Thank you, Ash. You are very welcome, John, and I appreciate that comment. I mean, right now, like, pretty much the live stream content that I had to talk about is pretty much done. I am just having so much fun since one of my regular lovelies enjoys picking on me tonight. So I'm happy to have you in the mix, Guillaume. I want to cheerily say thank you, because this is just so much fun. I love when I could just vibe out and hang out with people. Like, I actually find more people stay on the live stream and they watch just because of the having fun. This is my favorite song so far. I love this one. And that's the best part. Guillaume, you know that I have music on now, so I can do this and blur you out, right? Yes, everybody is a regular lovelies. And Alan, I don't know why you delete your comments. I see them before you delete them. Oh, I love this song. This is the type of beat I would listen to in the car while doing deliveries, just so you guys know. A millennial baby, that's how I work. Put on some Eminem Mockingbird and I'll sing all the lyrics, trust me. Yeah, Guillaume, you have made this so much more fun. I should have more songs like this on my stream. It's kind of like a pop/techno beat. I love it. I mean, for anybody that wants to know my style of music, if you think about that new song from Sam Smith, what's the one I'm thinking about? I know somebody's gonna pop it in the Unholy. I'm the one that's blasting Unholy. I'm the one that's what's her name? Navina, Friends, all that stuff. I could say Ash rolling up for this video. Yes. I am the type of gig worker that when my customer says, don't knock or ring the bell, okay, but you're gonna have this coming to your door. And so if they're looking for a quiet interaction from this gig worker, I'm one of the loudest blasting music gig workers. You should see my playlist when I work. I have so much beats. Yeah, K-pop, that's what I was looking for. This is the best song that I put on this whole list. I like it. It just vibes well. I'm gonna look for more songs when it comes to more live streams, trust me. Yeah, everybody's literally just on here watching me dance. But I'm that gig worker that when they say, don't knock, don't ring the bell, just drop it and go. Okay, I'll drop it and go, but you're gonna hear my music busting to the windows. I'm telling you, it's so bad. Until, like, I'm on the phone with my brother. I'm either on the phone with somebody while I'm doing deliveries, or I'm blasting music like this. But I will keep you guys to watch me jam. Where are you getting your songs from? I get them from Epidemic Sound. Here we go. I like when she sings. I get them from Epidemic Sound, but I pay about $16.99 a month, so 17 bucks Canadian a month. And it's also from the songs that I include in my YouTube videos, but I'm lazy. So my songs for my YouTube videos are also from Epidemic Sound, but they're not as good for the live compared to the live stream music. Sometimes I'm repetitive on the song that I choose for my YouTube music because I'm trying to get a video out on time. Like then I went to like something like this. No lyrics. Yeah, it takes a long time though to shuffle through the music. I shuffle through the music. I try to pinpoint the best one for the live stream. And what I do is I build my own playlist and I render it like a video. I'm sorry, I don't make enough money to buy myself a Rodecaster Pro, but that's something I would do. If I could, I would have a Rodecaster Pro right here beside me, because with the Rodecaster Pro, you can kind of like have your music built in differently so that you can do it. Otherwise, right now, it's just on loop, a playlist that I had that I made myself. Yes, those are royalty-free, Guillaume, because I pay for them. That's right. I grew up with Avril Lavigne, but I do not listen to Avril Lavigne anymore. But if you ask me about the song Towards Complicated or Skater Boy, then I'll see you later, boy. Yes. Well, you're featuring the Ladies Night live stream soon. I was in the live stream with a lot of those lovely ladies. I was on there with Rachel, Faith. Oh, Faith made everything fun. And of course, the lovely Lisa invited me on. I know that Lisa invited me on it was the month of like November, but like I told her, I was very sick recently. As you can see, yes, I'm doing so much better, but I have yet to be seen if I'm going to be doing another ladies night. But definitely if there's an invite, I would consider it. Depends on the night and everything else. But I had, yes, and Tab too. That was right. Tabitha was in there. There was somebody else too. Somebody else, but I don't remember. But it was so much fun. Faith, oh my gosh, Faith makes things fun. Yeah, Alan, Skater Boy. See you later, boy. You asked about it. You asked about Avril. I'm not gonna say, I do not have a singing voice. You will not have me singing on a live stream. Pink is a great group. Pink is a group? Really? Really? Brian, Pink is a group. Pink is an individual solo singer. And so is BTS, great Korean groups for your personal listening. Pink is not a group. Pink is her own singer. Yes, Mad Dasher, that's Rachel. That's Rachel. Well, you said Pink. So Pink is the one that I grew up listening to. That is, you got Blackpink, you got Pink Floyd, but you just went with Pink. So you put yourself in it. I don't sing. I do not sing. And by the way, if anybody pays anything on a super chat for me to sing, I will still not sing. I'm sorry. Your money will go to waste. Do not donate any money for me to sing. It is not happening. Guillaume, I'm serious. Don't even reconsider that. Yes, exactly. Alan is Pink as one person. Guilty as charged of the for the Yes, but Brian, I'm still gonna pick on you. If you say Pink, that's the Pink that I grew up with. But gosh. Yes, Music City coming through. That is Tabitha and Tom. Sorry, I have a hair stuck to my sweater because I do have... No, Jay, you can super chat all you want, my love. I'm not singing. I have seen you sing on... No, that's not me singing, Brian. Go on my Instagram. I'm not singing. The reels are made themselves. You know how reels work. Although, you like to make originals. I like to take the music from the... I'm good at lip singing. If you do an Instagram reel, yeah, I'm pretty good at lip singing them. But can I sing in reality? No. I'm the type of person that will sing in the shower and then everybody's like, Ashley, shut up. Pink, ego. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Alicia Beth Moore. And to be honest, I didn't even know her name. I know she's always gonna look up that. Just, Jay, just look for it right up there. Right there. Look for that on Instagram. I'm active on Instagram, and what I try to do to make things super fun is I make sure that whatever I post on Instagram Reels is not at all what I post on YouTube. And my favorite is comedy skits. So I'm not an actress, but I'm a content creator. So if people ask me, are you a YouTuber? Or, you know, what are you? I classify myself as a content creator. I like to make content. A live stream and a video are not the same type of content. It's on YouTube, But I can do a live stream on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram, whatever it may be, but I choose different things. So when it comes down to Instagram, I love to do funny skits. I love comedy. I'm a jokester a lot. I'm a big sarcastic jokester. So I like to do skits. Wilderness says, I wonder how it would be to travel and do these gig apps. Go coast to coast, across Canada, and pay for the trip as you go with this kind of gig work. Just thinking out loud. Very expensive. Because the other thing about, like, depending on markets, like, my market as a gig worker is I get multipliers. So Uber Eats will pay me a 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, etc., etc. And if you go to different if you go to different markets, rather, you're not entitled to those multipliers. So you just get the standard payout. So right there, you're losing some dollars. But Alan says it's not worth the gas prices now. The gas prices are actually better in my market. It's $1.57 a liter right now. So it's really not that bad. But would I do it? No. No, I would not, because I'm going to miss out on different promotions and people. I need to learn from you so I can do a skit. Brian, you've seen it. You're on my Instagram. All you got to do is so what I do, I'm on Instagram. I watch some reels. I don't watch YouTube videos, but I watch reels. And that's why I'm constantly commenting on Lisa's and Rachel. So the Mad Dasher and, oh, I know this. Is it Rideshare with Lisa or Ride with Lisa? Sorry, Lisa, don't kill me for that. But yeah, $2.93, that's way better than what it used to be. Yeah, exactly. $2.75, way better than what it used to be. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so Brian, yeah, so what I do is I just pull up Instagram, I click on Reels, and I watch them. And if I feel like there's one that I can relate to the audio and I want to make it the next day, I save the audio. And then what I do is I get in my car, because most of my Instagram Reels are in my car right now. I get in my car, I make an Instagram Reel, find my saved audio, and then boom, that's all how I do it. Right, Share Lisa, there you go. Yes, I adore her. Dan guesses. $5.69 for me. Well, I mean, we used to pay $8 a gallon here, and you can ask Guillaume for that. We used to pay $8 a gallon here. 8. So, I mean, yeah, it's quite high, but... Hey, I used to pay 8. It's still Tom, 8. Alright, guys. I can keep you guys all night, but I don't think I will. I cannot believe I've done a live stream for almost 2 hours this evening, but it makes up for the crap that I had last week, so that's the good part. But I don't normally do a 2-hour live stream, but this has been so much fun. I love that I got through all the questions and the subjects about gig work. I'm not the type of person to just jump on a live stream without a plan, so I had to, of course, have my setup and such. But it's just so much fun when you don't have to have them anymore. You have any gas saving app, Ash? Nope. Nope. I do not. I do not. We do have... What is it? Not Optimum, but we do have one that you can save. I think it's like PetroCan or something like that, but no. The thing is, can we keep you all night? No, you cannot keep me all night, Brian, but you're already going to message me on Instagram anyways. But it's so much fun to be an individual, not a content creator or what, but just to be a person who's naturally very social, to be able to come onto a live stream, have you guys in the chat, and to be able to connect with you guys. Like, honestly, when I see some of these names in the chats, the one that I've seen like on a regular basis, it really feels like I'm having a conversation with you guys. And it's like some people will come onto a live stream because they really just want that designated topic. That's fine. That was covered in the beginning of the live stream. But what I like is later on in my live streams, I always call it like a free-for-all. I just have fun. I just have conversation. And it just makes it so much more worthwhile. So it's been really, really fun to be able to connect with so many of you guys. Like, I'm seeing new names in the chat and existing names in the chat. And you guys are just awesome. So I appreciate you guys coming out with me tonight, or coming on this stream with me tonight. Some of you guys are actually out doing deliveries. But I truly, truly appreciate it in the mix. It's been a lot of fun. Again, Guillaume, thank you for that fun, because it's just good to laugh. I attempt to participate with the questions. I know you do, Brian. Out in San Diego last weekend and had the speed chase zoomed by my car. Ay, ay. Ay, ay. I came for the content and stayed for the good company. Woo! There you go. And you know what? I appreciate that wilderness. And my favorite thing is when I find out when people came from. And to find out that you came from that CBC interview that I did for the radio there, that is pretty badass. Because it was really fun to be able to talk about it. But I never expected to have somebody else that wants to do gig work come from there. Like, that is just amazing. Like, seriously. Thank you, Juliana. Is it Juliana or Juliana? Because I know depends if there's a Spanish in there. But we got a picado in the mix, so it's pretty cool. I appreciate that, sweetheart. I am definitely feeling better. It's just a day-by-day struggle to get over the cough. But I am feeling so much more like myself than I ever have before, and it's all thanks to you guys. So I mean, it's just so much more fun. Was the Uber Eats where can we check out that interview? That interview is linked on my community tab currently right now. If you go to my community tab, I gave the guidelines on there, but you click the link, you hit segments, and under segments there's the one saying if you want your takeout food faster, tip generously. That's the segment I was on. It's an 8-minute segment. The first 3 minutes tells you the story, and then basically I elaborate and I talk about that story. And AJ, I did see it on here right before. I'm hoping my widget kicks in, because my widgets have been a pain in the ass tonight. There you go. Thank you so much for that, AJ. I appreciate that. I would say my thumbnails are becoming a bit repetitive. I noticed that my ADHD is kicking in, guys. You notice the swaying? Okay, let me try to sit still. I think that my thumbnails are becoming a little bit repetitive, but I am going to work on. I have to make brand new ones, so I have to sit down here when my kid's not bugging me to make some brand new thumbnails. So I really do appreciate that, because the thumbnail game definitely makes a difference with the videos. I rank a lot with browse. You are a content creator yourself, my friend. You are a streamer. Do you like the stream setup? It's inspired by my gamers. Thank you, Alan. Thank you for that sticker. I love it. I love the little emoji that comes with it. That is super awesome. I appreciate that. But AJ, I really truly hope that you're doing well. I know it's been a while since I stopped by. I have a bad habit right now. I have definitely become more the creator versus the viewer, but I'm still subscribed. I still check out those streams and such, so I appreciate that so much. China says your live streams are always fun. Have a great night. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm not going to keep any of you lovelies anymore, but again, I appreciate you guys all coming back in here. I am going to do a live stream in 2 weeks from now. Yeah, 2 weeks from now. And tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. I have a pretty bad video coming out, but nonetheless, I still have a video coming out. But the one after that will definitely be a lot more beneficial. So stick around for the videos. I love it, Alan. I love that you love it that I use lovely. So, all right, my lovelies, I'm going to check out here, but I wish you all a great evening.
You say you don't wanna get in trouble, that you're doing fine cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears aren't proof of failure, you just gotta let them flow without judge. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the